We're doing a full driving tour of the Heights today. I'm Kristy, this is Jen, and we are the Home Girls Realty Group. We help people relocate to Houston, and the Heights is one of those neighborhoods that comes up constantly in those conversations.
We're starting right here because this spot tells you everything about this neighborhood before we even say another word.
So rather than just describe it, we figured we'd show you. Heights Boulevard has this esplanade running down the center of it, which is listed in the National Register of Historic Places.
So this isn't just a pretty median that someone decided to maintain. It's protected history, and it sets the tone for everything you're about to see.
The name, The Heights, is literal. This area sits on higher ground than downtown Houston. That's actually why it developed the way it did.
The neighborhood was founded in 1891 by O.M. Carter and the Omaha and South Texas Land Company as a streetcar suburb of Houston. When you start seeing the Victorian homes and bungalows with the big front porches, that origin story is the reason they're here.
Let's go.
We're about midway up Heights Boulevard now, and we stopped here specifically so you can see what the residential side of the street actually looks like.
These are the homes people picture when they think the Heights. Restored Victorians, Craftsman bungalows, wide front porches. A lot of them have been meticulously maintained.
Some of it does a nice job of fitting the streetscape. Some of it is very clearly just maximizing the lot. That mix is something to pay attention to when you're shopping in the Heights. The block matters. Who's on either side of a house you're considering matters.
And this is worth knowing. If you buy a historic home here and want to make changes to the exterior, there's a review process through the Houston Archaeological and Historical Commission. It's called the Certificate of Appropriateness process.
It exists to protect what makes this neighborhood look the way it does. Just something to factor in before you start thinking about repainting the front door a color that wasn't on the original palette. And hey, if you're trying to figure out where you fit in Houston, reach out to us. The link is in the pinned comment below. Okay, we pulled off onto one of the residential cross streets because we want you to see what the side streets look like away from the Heights Boulevard.
This is where most buyers are actually going to be shopping in the Heights. And what you're looking at are some original bungalows and Victorians, which on some streets sit right next to newer construction.
What you'll notice is the tree canopy. Sidewalks with people actually out walking around. It has the feel of a neighborhood that was designed for people to move through on foot, which goes back to those streetcar suburb roots.
The lot sizes here are not huge. You're in an inner loop neighborhood, so you're trading square footage for proximity. And we'll show you exactly what that means as we keep going.
The newer townhomes coming into some of these blocks are taller than the original homes. On some streets, that works. On others, it changes the feel pretty significantly.
Which is something you want to see in person rather than just in photos. This is 19th Street, the main commercial corridor in the Heights. And it's worth a stop because it tells you a lot about who lives here.
What you're not going to find on this street is a strip center full of chains. Almost everything here is independent. Local coffee shops, restaurants, boutiques, record stores.
Heights Theater, right here behind us, is a restored 1920s movie house. It anchors this whole corridor, and when it's lit up at night, it's genuinely one of the better looking blocks in Houston.
Boomtown Coffee is here, Squabble for wine and small plates. Vinyl Edge Records has been on the street for years. Man Ready Mercantile for gifts and home goods.
There's also a First Saturday Arts Market that runs through here with local vendors, and it pulls a crowd. And White Linen Night is a big annual event where the shops and galleries stay open late and people actually dress up in all white for it.
If walkable retail and local restaurants are on your list, this street's going to do it for you. If that's not something you care about, you'd be paying Heights prices for something you're not using.
Which is a fair thing to know up front.
Yale Street runs along the edge of the Heights, and it's got its own character. A little more commercial in some stretches, more residential in others.
This corridor has seen a lot of development over the past several years. Restaurants, bars, coffee, it's become a destination in its own right, not just a through street.
It also connects you to some of the neighborhoods that border the Heights. And understanding where the Heights ends and where something else begins is actually useful when you're shopping, because the price points shift. Depending on which block you're on, you could be in the Heights proper or just outside it. And that matters both for the historic district rules we mentioned earlier and for how the market prices things.
It's worth having your agent pull the specific parcel if you're serious about a home in this area. The lines matter here.
So this is one of those spots that doesn't get talked about enough. The Old Heights City Hall and Fire Station.
The Heights was actually an independent city before it was annexed by Houston in 1918, the city of Houston Heights. This building is a remnant of that. It's one of the older civic structures still standing in the neighborhood.
It's a small detail, but it's the kind of thing that explains why the Heights has such a strong neighborhood identity. It has actual civic history. It wasn't just a subdivision that got named.
And that identity is still very much alive. There are active neighborhood associations, historic preservation advocacy, residents who are genuinely invested in what happens here.
If you're someone who wants to live in a neighborhood where people are paying attention, the Heights is that. We always include a school stop on these tours because for a lot of families, it's a deciding factor. So we want to show you rather than just mention it.
This is Heights High School. It's a Houston Independent School District magnet school. Zoning and school assignments in HISD can be specific. Which school a property is zoned to depends on the address, not just the general neighborhood. That's something to verify on any home you're seriously considering.
We always recommend pulling the actual zoning for a specific address rather than assuming based on the neighborhood name. It saves a lot of confusion later.
We ended up right back where we started, and I think that's actually the right way to close this out, because everything we showed you today radiates out from this boulevard.
The Heights is one of those neighborhoods where people either immediately get it or they don't, and both of those are legitimate responses.
If historic character, walkability, and a neighborhood with genuine identity are on your list, this is going to feel right. If you want newer construction, more space, a quieter pace, there are other parts of Houston that are going to be a better fit for you.
That's really what these tours are for, not to sell you on a place, just to show you what it actually is so you can make that call yourself. Thanks for riding along. And if you want help figuring out where you belong in Houston, that's exactly what we do. Reach out to us in the pinned comment below.